But that word nothing is, I mean, that's not a word that we embrace a lot in our culture. We usually are not attracted to people who have nothing. And we don't want to be friends with people that have nothing. We don't want to grow up and have nothing. We don't want to be nothing. Most of us want to have something. We want to make something out of our lives, you know. We want to earn something. We want to work hard and be able to have something to show for it. So something is like a good, positive American word, whereas nothing is kind of a negative word, especially in our culture where now even social media, I feel like, has, with Twitter and Facebook and things like that, has kind of added to this, to where you can make yourself look a whole lot more awesome online than you are in real life. How many of you have friends who have done that? I didn't ask you how many of you have done that, right? Because, you know, you don't want people to really know how non-awesome you are. But the cool thing about this word nothing is that, now if you'll just think with me for a minute here, in the scriptures, God almost always chooses a woman or a man who has nothing to offer him in the way the world thinks of important things. Like, I met Tim Tebow. Tim Tebow and I are acquaintances. I actually had his cell phone number for a while until LSU fans found out his cell phone number and blew his phone up with tweets and texts and phone messages, and now he's changed his cell phone. But, you know, people like Tim Tebow. I like Tim Tebow. I think Tim Tebow is amazing. And when they beat the Patriots on Sunday, we're going to prove to the world, right? Okay. Now, I know Tim Tebow is a man of God. He loves the Lord. But the reason why Tim Tebow really became somebody is not because he did nothing. It's because he did something miraculous, right? He came in and had 5 miraculous come-from-behind victories, and then this past weekend they said he couldn't pass, and he passed for, John, 316 yards, right? And then first play in overtime, you know, touchdown, they win, they beat the Steelers, they said it couldn't be done, and that's cool. I love Tim Tebow, not hating at all. But we usually tend to esteem people who accomplish something. We tend to ignore people who have nothing. But in God's economy, it's completely backwards. The way God changes the world, the way God changes history, the way God built his church, even the way God sent his son into the world, is he used people who really had nothing to offer. So, I want to say it to you this way. If you are the most popular guy at school, if you are the prettiest girl in your class, if you are the greatest athlete like in your county, if you have been voted most likely to succeed, if you have been voted most school-spirited, if you have won all of the awards and all of the accolades, and you have made straight A's, and you've never really messed up, and you've never disappointed your parents, and you're that really awesome, perfect kid who does everything right, I've got good news for you. You ready? In spite of all of that, God can still use you. In spite of all of that, God can still use you. Because God loves to use people who have nothing.